Om Shanti. Murli date 3rd of October 2024. Baptada Madhuban. Essence, sweet children. Ravan's laws are devilish dictates and lies, whereas the father's laws are Srimat and the truth. Question. By thinking about what things should you children be amazed? Answer. First point. How this is an unlimited, wonderful play, and how the feature and the act that have passed second by second will repeat identically. It is such a wonder that no two can have the same feature. Second point, how the unlimited Father comes and grants salvation to the whole world and teaches you is also a wonder. Om Shanti. The spiritual father, Shiva, sits here and explains to his spiritual children, the Saligrams. What does he explain to them? He explains the secret of the beginning, middle, and end of the world. It is only the one Father who explains this. All souls, that is, all Saligrams, have name for their bodies. It is only the one Supreme Soul who doesn't have a body. The name of that Supreme Soul is Shiva. He is also called the Purifier, the Supreme Soul. He alone explains to you children the secrets of the beginning, the middle, and end of the whole world. Everyone comes here to play their parts. It has also been explained that there are two forms in Vishnu. Shankara has no part. The Father sits here and explains all of these things. When does the Father come? When the new world is to be established and the old world destroyed. You children know that there is to be establishment of the one original eternal deity religion in the new world. No one apart from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can do that. He alone is the Supreme Soul and is called God. His name is Shiva. He doesn't have a bodily name. Everyone else has a bodily name. You understand that the main one have all come. The cycle of the drama has continued to rotate and it has now reached the end. The Father is only needed at the end. People celebrate his birthday. It is at this time that people celebrate Shiva Jayanti because the world has to change. From extreme darkness, there is extreme light, that is, the land of sorrow has to become the land of happiness. You children know that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva, only comes once at the most auspicious confluence age to destroy the old world and establish the new world. First, there is the establishment of the new world and then the destruction of the old world. You children understand that you have to study and become clever and also imbibe divine virtues. Devilish traits have to be transformed. You have to describe the divine virtues and devilish traits in your chart. Check yourself. Do I trouble anyone? Do I tell lies? Am I doing anything against Srimat? To tell lies, to cause anyone sorrow, to trouble someone are all the laws of Ravan. These Srimat are laws of Rama. Srimat and devilish direction have been remembered for half a cycle. There are devilish directions through which people have become devilish, unhappy, and diseased. The five vices come into existence then. The Father comes and gives you Srimat. You children know that you receive divine virtues by following Srimat. The devilish traits have to be changed. If devilish traits still remain, the status is reduced. The burden of sins of many births on your heads will continue to become light, number-wise. According to your efforts, you also understand that it is now the most auspicious confluence age. We are imbibing divine virtues from the Father and becoming the masters of the new world. So, This proves that the old world is definitely going to end and that the new world is being established by the Brahma Kumars and Brahma Kumaris. You have this firm faith, and this is why you are engaged in doing service. You continue to make effort to benefit someone or other. You know how much service your brothers and sisters are doing. You continue to give everyone the Father's introduction. The Father has come, and so he would surely only meet a few at the beginning. Then there continued to be growth. So many became Brahma Kumars through the one Brahma. The Brahmin clan is definitely needed. You know that all of you Brahma Kumars and Brahma Kumaris are the children of Shiv Baba, that all of you are brothers originally. You are brothers, and then as children of Prajapita Brahma, you are brothers and sisters. Then as you go into the deity clan, the relationship will continue to grow. At this time, you are the sons and daughters of Brahma, and so there is just the one clan. This is not called a dynasty. There is neither a kingdom of the Kauravas nor of the Pandavas. There is a dynasty when kings and queens sit on the throne. Number-wise, now it is the rule of the people over the people. From the beginning, there have been pure and impure dynasties. Only the deities had a pure dynasty. You children know that it became heaven 5,000 years ago, and that was a pure dynasty. There are their images too. So many beautiful temples have been built. There aren't as many temples to anyone else. There are many temples to just those deities. It has been explained to you children that the bodily names of all the children change. It is just that one's name, Shiva, that has continued. God Shiva speaks. No bodily being can be called God. No one apart from the Father can give the Father's introduction, because they don't know the Father. Here too, there are many whose intellects cannot grasp how to remember the Father. They became confused. How can we remember such a tiny point? A body is large, and you continue to remember that. It is also remembered that a star shines in the center of the forehead. That is, a soul is like a star. I soul is called a saligram. The large form of a Shivlingam is worshipped. Just as a soul cannot be seen, so too no one can see Shiv Baba. How could a point be worshipped on the path of devotion? Because at first there is unadulterated devotion of Shiv Baba, so something big is definitely needed for worship. They also make big saligrams that are egg-shaped. On the one hand, they say that souls are thumb-shaped, and then they also say that they are stars. Now, you have to focus on one thing. For half the cycle, you have been worshipping a large thing, and so it now requires effort for you to consider a soul to be a point. You cannot even see it. It can be known with the intellect. A soul enters a body and then leaves a body, but no one can see it. If it were something big, people would be able to see it. The Father is also just a point, but he is the ocean of knowledge. No one else can be called the ocean of knowledge. The scriptures belong to the path of devotion. Who wrote all of those Vedas and scriptures, etc.? They say that Vyasa wrote them. The Christ soul did not write a scripture. It was later that people sat and wrote that. They don't have any of this knowledge. Only the one Father is the ocean of knowledge. There is no mention of this knowledge or salvation in the scriptures. Those of each religion remember the founder of their own religion. They remember bodily beings. There is an image of Christ too. There are images of everyone. Shubaba is the supreme soul. You now understand that all souls are brothers. There cannot be any of this knowledge in brothers, that they could give anyone this knowledge and grant salvation. It is only the one Father who grants everyone salvation. At this time, there are the brothers and also the Father. The Father comes and grants salvation to all the souls of the world. Only the one is the bestower of salvation for the world. Whether you say Shri Shri 108 Jagat Guru or the World Guru, it is the same thing. It is now the devilish kingdom. The Father only comes at the confluence age and explains all of these things to you. You know that the new world is now truly being established and that the old world is to be destroyed. It has also been explained that only the one incorporeal Father is the purifier. No bodily being can be the purifier. Only the Supreme Soul is the purifier. Even though it is said that Sita and Ram are purifiers, the Father explains that God comes to give you the fruit of your devotion. Therefore, all the Sitas are brides and the one Rama is the bridegroom who grants salvation to everyone. The Father alone explains all of these things according to the drama. You alone will hear these things again after 5,000 years. All of you are now studying. So many study at school. All of this is in the predestined drama. Whatever you study at any time, whatever act takes place, that same act will be repeat identically after a cycle. You will study identically after 5,000 years. This eternal drama is predestined. Whatever you see, second by second, it will seem to be the something new. The cycle will continue to turn. You will continue to see new things. You now know that this is a drama of 5,000 years which continues to turn. It has a lot of details, but only the main things are explained to you. For instance, people say that God is omnipresent. The Father explains, I am not omnipresent. The Father comes and gives you his own introduction and the introduction of the beginning, middle and end of the creation. You now know that the Father comes every cycle to give us our inheritance. It is also remembered that establishment took place through Brahma. The explanation of this is very good. There would definitely be a meaning to the variety form image. However, no one except the Father has ever explained it. There are many images, but no one has an explanation of even one of them. Shubaba is the highest on high. There is his image too, but no one knows it. Okay, then there is the settled region, and you can put that aside too. There is no need for it. The history and geography of this place has to be understood. The other is the matter of visions. Just as the Father sits in this one here, so too he sits in the karmatit body, in the settled region, and meets that one and speaks. However, there is no history or geography of the world there. History and geography are of this place. It is fixed in the children's intellects that there were deities in the golden age, and that was 5,000 years ago. No one even knows how this original eternal deity religion was established. Everyone knows about the establishment of all other religions. There are also their books, etc. It cannot be a matter of hundreds of thousands of years. That is completely wrong. But people's intellects don't work at all. The Father explains everything. Sweetest children, imbibe everything very well. The main thing is to have remembrance of the Father. This is the race of remembrance. They have races. Some run by themselves. Some run three-legged races. Those who are couples here practice running together as a couple. They think that they will become a couple again in the golden age too, even though their names and forms change because they don't receive the same bodies. The bodies continue to change. You understand that a soul sheds a body and takes another. The feature would be different. However, you children should be amazed at how all the features and acts that pass by second repeat identically every 5,000 years. This play is so wonderful. No one else can explain it. You know that all of you are making effort. Everyone will be number-wise. Not everyone would become Krishna. The features of everyone will be different. This is such a wonderful play. No two can have the same features. The same play repeats identically. If you thought about all of these things, you would be amazed at how the unlimited Father comes and teaches you. You have been studying the scriptures, etc. on the path of devotion for birth after birth. We have also been listening to religious stories from the sages, etc. The Father says the time of devotion is now over. Devotees are now to receive their fruit from God. They don't know when or in which form God will come. Sometimes they say that they will find God by reading the scriptures, and sometimes they say that He will come here. If everything were to be accomplished by studying the scriptures, why would the Father need to come? If people were to find God by studying the scriptures, what would God come and do? You have been studying those scriptures for half a cycle and have continued to become Tamu Pradhan. So, the world cycle is also explained to you children. Your activity has to be divine. Firstly, do not cause anyone sorrow. It isn't that if someone wants poison and you don't give that is causing someone sorrow. The Father doesn't mean it in that way. There are some foolish ones, Buddhus, who say, Baba says that we mustn't cause anyone sorrow. So, if someone is asking for poison, I should give it to him. Otherwise, that would also be causing someone sorrow. Would it not? There are also those with foolish intellects who think in that way. Father says you definitely do have to become pure. There has to be the understanding of devilish activity and divine activity. Those people don't even understand this and simply say that souls are immune to the effect of action, that whatever you do, whatever you eat or drink, even if you indulge in vice, it doesn't matter. There are those who teach that. They catch hold of so many people like that outside. There are many who are vegetarian. That is definitely good, for that is why they became vegetarians. There are Vaishnavas in all castes. They don't eat anything dirty. There is a minority of them. You too are in the minority at this time. There are very few of you. Gradually there will continue to be growth. You children receive these things. Imbibe divine virtues. You must not eat anything impure prepared by anyone else. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father. Baptada, the spiritual father says, Namaste to you spiritual children. Spiritual children says, Namaste to spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. First point. Look at your chart. First point. Do I do anything against Srimad? Second point. Do I tell lies? Third point, do I trouble anyone? Have I imbibed divine virtues? Second point, together with studying, also imbibe divine behavior, definitely became pure. Do not eat anything impure. Became complete Vaishnavas. Have a race. Blessing. May you become free from having wasteful and vicious dreams by keeping your intellect empty according to the Father's instructions. The Father's instructions are, at the time of going to sleep, clear your intellect, whether it is something good or bad. Empty your intellect and hand it over to the Father. Hand over everything to the Father and go to sleep with the Father, not alone. When you go to sleep alone or after talking about wasteful things, you then have wasteful or vicious dreams. This too is carelessness. Let go of this carelessness and follow the Father's instructions, and you will become free from wasteful and vicious dreams. Slogan: only fortunate souls are able to receive blessing by doing true service. Acha. Om Shanti.